gentlemen, here is the three-weight world champion, and tonight...
But is Shakur Stevenson fast becoming a superstar?
Across the ring, he is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black blue paint and weighing in officially at 134.1 pounds. Hailing from Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, USA, a 2016 Olympic silver medalist, now undefeated as a professional with 22 wins, 10 of those 22 wins coming by way of knockout. The reigning and defending WBC lightweight champion of the world, Shakur Stevenson.
And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he is the defending world champion. He wears maroon with blue and gold trim. He scaled at the lightweight limit of 135 pounds, bang on. His professional record, also a perfect one. 16 fights, 16 victories, 12 of them coming by way of knockout. Hard-hitting Honduran 2016 Olympian is widely recognized as one of the best active fighters on the planet. Tonight, this 2020 Fighter of the Year makes his 7th appearance right here at Madison Square Garden, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, USA. Is the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF, WBO, WBA, WBC franchise, and Ring Magazine lightweight champion of the world, Teofimo Lopez.
The boxing world is on fire as two elite champions move toward a collision course in one of 2026's biggest super fights, Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. This isn't just another title fight. It's a high-stakes showdown between pure boxing mastery and explosive knockout power. Stevenson brings undefeated precision, elite defense, and next-level ring IQ, while Lopez storms in with raw aggression, championship experience, and fight-ending force. With legacies, belts, and global respect at stake, this battle has all the ingredients to redefine the division forever.
35 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course, he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30, or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you're going to get hit.
Welcome back to MMA Knockout, your home for elite fight breakdowns and championship analysis. Today, we dive into a blockbuster matchup as WBC lightweight king Shakur Stevenson steps up to face WBO super lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez on January 31st, 2026. In New York City. Stevenson is chasing history, aiming to secure world titles across 4 divisions with flawless technique and elite composure. Lopez, known for his explosive power and big fight mentality, is determined to silence critics and prove he still rules the elite level. Expect tension, tactics, and pure boxing drama.
Because Teofimo is at his most dangerous when he's counted out. And this is going to be one of those fights where he's going to be counted out. Because Shakur is looked at by and large as the guy who can dominate boxing in this generation, right? It's just a matter of him getting the opportunity. I myself have felt that he's the guy who could and should be dominating boxing if he gets the right matchups. But bro, this is one of the rare matchups, if not maybe the only matchup, where I feel like it's a big threat here to Shakur. And then it would all come undone only because of this reason. Teofimo Lopez, we've seen him at his best, but he typically brings out his best characteristics when he's back against the wall and he's counted out. And he's going to be counted out in this fight. By and large, people are going to side with Shakur in this fight to win the fight because he's the more consistent fighter, he's the more class fighter overall, and he's just so damn good. But Teofimo has a way, when you're so damn good and he knows you're so damn good and everybody feels like you're going to beat him, There's just something about Teofimo, man. He brings out a different level and somehow supersedes that guy who is that damn good. I've seen it. We've seen it already. I'm not saying anything that anybody else hasn't already seen. Okay, I'm just stipulating it. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know who wins this fight because again, your better head says Shakur, but then you think about Teofimo. Again,
he's got the X factor.
What I just explained.
He's got the talent to
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Shakur is extremely talented and could be the face of boxing as far as being that good and being that dominant, even though no matter how good you are. But this is one of the rare fights where you can get beat. And I don't ever want to hear any of you tank nut huggers that he fights one Uber driver after another. If Shakur Stevenson loses this fight, I don't ever want to hear any of you saying, oh, well, what about Shakur now? Tank this, tank that. Tank fights the guy that delivers my pizza. He fights the guys in the back that are doing the production. He fights the truck driver. I don't want to hear because he would never have gone.
Lamont Roach views this matchup as calm, calculated, and firmly under Shakur Stevenson's control. He believes Stevenson commands the ring with elite IQ, flawless timing, and distance management from the opening bell. Rather than chaos, Roach expects a tactical masterclass where pace and rhythm favor Stevenson. By reading angles and disrupting patterns, Stevenson would drain Teofimo Lopez's trademark explosiveness. The fight, in Roach's eyes, never turns into a brawl. Instead, it becomes a premium display of precision, discipline, and elite boxing intelligence that steadily shuts down aggression and prevents momentum from ever forming.
Okay, cool.
But and doing that, and so I was always going to fight this year. He knew that too. I was always going to fight this year. It was going to be either like a tune-up or something before I fought him if we were to get that together.
So who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
If they fight, I think Shakur wins. I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's going to be like a super tough fight either. I think he just, his IQ will frustrate him. And
wow. Don't you think Teo has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think
explosive?
so, but when you look at Teo's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin. Who else?
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too. A hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win, and he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like because it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to rough Shakur up. And
Roy Jones Jr. frames this showdown around elite preparation and flawless execution, not legacy hype. He warns, Lopez cannot afford mental lapses against a predator like Stevenson. Jones notes Stevenson punishes hesitation, exploiting broken rhythm with razor-sharp counters, ring IQ, and suffocating control. If Lopez arrives without peak instincts and discipline, Stevenson will systematically dismantle him using precision, footwork, and patience. Jones respects Lopez's talent, yet insists talent never guarantees victory. Against a cerebral technician like Stevenson, every round compounds pressure. His message is clear. Stevenson builds momentum methodically, and once control shifts, comebacks become brutally unlikely ever.
Man, how does Shakur beat Teo and vice versa? Stylistically, how does Teo beat Shakur?
Stylistically, Teo got to go in and go for broke. He got to go gamble. He got to take some, get some, and that's his only way to win. If he stays outside of boxes, Shakur gonna pick him apart. Shakur's a polished boxer with some of the best feet in the game right now, and he's a defensive-minded fighter, which is very smart. It's hard to hit him. He makes you gamble to hit him, and he's going to be a tough one to deal with. But if Teofimo is willing to gamble to beat him, then Teofimo can definitely make.
Raleigh Romero sets a sharper narrative, calling the matchup a genuine 50-50 blockbuster. He argues both fighters already operate at championship speed, power, and IQ, with proven wins over elite, revenue-driving competition. Romero stresses that neither Stevenson nor Lopez enters as a skills underdog. Instead, contrasting styles create volatility, where momentum can flip fast once one fighter controls range and rhythm. He emphasizes uncertainty, noting that timing, confidence, adaptability, and smart in-ring decisions may outweigh raw technique. By labeling both men world-class brands, Romero frames a premium fight where live adjustments, not hype, decide the outcome. Globally monetizable narrative.
Yeah.
I think it's a great fight. You'll really see, because at the end of it, they're both Olympians. They're both multi-division world champions. Teo is an incredible fighter, and Shakur is an incredible fighter. Shakur has a really high boxing IQ and a very. Shakur coming out. I'm telling you, it's got to be a good fight.
Gary Anduin Russell highlights a dangerous version of Teofimo Lopez, not the average fighter fans see. He points to the Lomachenko fight as the ultimate game plan. When Lopez applies relentless pressure with calm control, he becomes a nightmare matchup. In that mode, he dominates the ring's center, dictates exchanges, and denies opponents any reset. Russell believes that same confidence and aggression can break Stevenson's timing and disrupt his defensive flow. This doesn't dismiss Stevenson's elite skill, but proves Lopez can elevate his level when mentally locked in and chasing greatness.
To play out in the ring.
It's 50-50. In order for you to participate in this sport, you gotta have a high level of confidence. I feel like both of them has a high level of confidence, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles make fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur, and he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. I'm not saying that he's a square or he's just a textbook fighter, but he's seasoned, he's poised. I feel like mentally he's more mature. Like he don't go outside of the boundaries on taking risks. So a lot of times you'll see him fight somebody that could be stiff competition, and it'll wind up being a born fight to a degree. That's why everybody was criticizing him for, oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter. Just because he's a careful fighter doesn't mean that he isn't punctual with how he do things. I think Shakur, he got a lot of this arsenal that he can use to make him be victorious, as well as Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50 fight, and it depends on what fighters show up the night of the fight. Right. But if I had to give you my whole honest truth, if Teofimo Lopez show up and is ready to fight just like how he fought Lomachenko.
Many experts break down this blockbuster matchup through elite physical traits. They highlight Lopez's superior raw power, which can shift momentum during exchanges, clinches, and pressure along the ropes. Stevenson, meanwhile, earns praise for lightning speed, precision footwork, and elite ring IQ. This dynamic creates a near-even showdown, as each weapon directly counters the other's advantage. Power can slow movement and force mistakes, while speed neutralizes damage by denying clean shots. That contrast transforms the fight into a high-level chess battle, not a reckless slugfest. Fighter who enforces strength or speed will dictate pace, positioning, and fight's narrative outcome.
Fighter, very good offensive fighter. The difference between the two, for me, I think that Teofimo might be a little bit stronger of the two. But, speed can sometimes nullify power.
Right. It depends on if you can use your speed to get you from round to round, as opposed.
Teddy Atlas shuts down long-standing criticism aimed at Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, arguing the old narrative no longer fits reality. For years, fans claimed they dodged elite opposition, Yet today both men are accepting risky, high-stakes matchups few expected. Atlas says that courage deserves respect. While some doubt the fight will be explosive or viral-friendly, he stresses that true entertainment isn't only chaos. This bout promises elite skill, ring IQ, and tactical brilliance. Atlas praises Shakur's latest outing, blending smart pressure, slick defense, inside control, distance management, and ruthless punishment of every mistake across all phases of combat.
And Teofimo at certain spots, he's avoiding this guy, he's avoiding that guy. You can't take those shots at these two guys. Definitely can't now. They are stepping up, and they are taking fights that a lot of people are probably surprised they took. Now, a lot of people will say style-wise, Teddy, style-wise, is this going to be a great fight? I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I could see you having a little reservations, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite, they will make, for electricity. I don't know if they will. But I tell you what they will make for. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science. I applaud them. We were sitting there, ringside. I was sitting there actually with your sister, ringside, watching that fight. And it was a terrific performance. Shakur showing that dimension, showing that attitude, showing that competitiveness, showing that dog like people like to show or like to talk about. And they want.
Timothy Bradley adds sharp perspective, warning fans not to overlook Teofimo Lopez. He stresses this matchup is far from simple for Shakur Stevenson, even with elite technical skills. Bradley notes Lopez thrives on confidence and unpredictability, qualities that unsettle structured fighters. He portrays Lopez as fully autonomous in the ring, making instinctive choices that can flip momentum instantly. That freedom, Bradley argues, increases danger because Lopez ignores scripts and coaching patterns. For Stevenson, non-stop focus and rapid adaptation are mandatory. Bradley's breakdown implies fundamentals alone won't suffice when Lopez intentionally disrupts rhythm and breaks boxing convention under extreme pressure.
Nope, it ain't gonna be an easy fight. Nope. After studying freaking Lopez yesterday, man, look, that athleticism that he got, that speed that he got, the boy is a. What's the name I'm looking for? What can I say? He's autonomous. That's the word I'm looking for. He's an autonomous fighter. Okay? What does that mean, autonomous fighter, Tim? Shakur is too. Just like Floyd is. Just like Crawford is. Just like Inoue is. Young fighters want to get to that point in their career where they become autonomous fighters, okay? Where you don't need no damn instructions. You don't need no guidance. You know how to figure it out. Your fundamentals are so damn sound that, you got skills now built on top of those fundamentals. Now it's second nature for you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see the same patterns and rhythms and styles and so on and so forth that it's second nature. It's nothing for you. These guys can operate without any damn instructions, without being told what to do. That's how great these dudes are. Or I should say good they are. They still got to prove they great, right? But, look, the thing that surprised me about T.O. last night after watching him, man, is that his speed and quickness and how fast he's able to strike. Look, I'm going to tell you where he's going. Because I watched a little bit of Shakur last night. He going to Shakur.
Analyst Henry calls Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson a blockbuster showdown that unlocks peak performance. He argues Lopez only reaches his highest gear against elite, pay-per-view caliber opposition where pressure fuels greatness. Past losses, Henry says, don't cap Lopez's upside, they sharpen it. This matchup could reveal his most dangerous form yet. Stevenson enters unbeaten, razor consistent, and financially reliable for promoters. Both fighters share age, prime athleticism, and near identical size, amplifying volatility. On paper, it's evenly matched. In reality, it's a high-risk, high-reward clash testing IQ, adjustments, and championship mentality under spotlight with massive commercial and legacy implications.
Lopez needs opponents like Shakur Stevenson because they are elite fighters. He needs that to bring out the very best in him. I just can't see how it's possible that whilst Teofimo, we've seen a ceiling with him in terms of he's been beaten by certain opponents, we know that he can lose in the ring, but I don't know if that's a genuine ceiling, because I think that his ceiling is actually one of the most changeable in boxing based on who's in front of him. And so actually, I think there's a very, very good chance we're going to see the best possible version of Teofimo Lopez in the ring against Shakur Stevenson. But we should talk about Shakur Stevenson before we get into the nuts and bolts of the fight, what it might look like, and why it is so risky for both men. Now, Shakur Stevenson is currently undefeated. He's 24-0 with 11 KOs. He turned pro back in 2017. He's the same age as Teofimo Lopez at 28 years old, both men in their athletic primes. He's 5'8". I mean, these are on paper heights, so potentially a little bit shorter. He could even be a bit taller than Teofimo Lopez. I really need to see them next to each other to make that assessment. No lifts in the shoes, all that stuff. But around the same size is the most important thing. The difference, though, with Shakur Stevenson is he's actually a 3-weight division world champion, and he started a division lower than Teofimo Lopez, meaning naturally it would appear that he's slightly the smaller man. Although that doesn't necessarily mean they're now not the same size. He could easily have filled out to be roughly the same size as Teofimo Lopez is on the night in the ring. Now, for me, I'm going to jump back to 2021 to first start talking about Shakur Stevenson, when he managed to get a win over Jamel Herring. Again, he'd had significant wins before this fight, but it was the first one where I really tuned into his career. Notable wins had already come against Joet Gonzalez, Jeremiah Nakathila, but no one that was really a household name. Maybe Joet Gonzalez. No giant names. Jamel Herring was the first one where I was like, I know who Jamel Herring is. He beat Carl Frampton. He beat Lamont Roach. This is a very, very decent operator. And what can I say? I mean, Shakur Stevenson just absolutely dominated him and TKO'd him in the 10th round of their fight. But this was a really, really landmark standout performance from Shakur Stevenson. The talent was there for all to see. Everybody could tell this was a...
That's a wrap for today's epic video. Don't miss next. Subscribe now of MMA Knockout.